Hey y'all, Bridget Bartlett here. Today I am going to give you an overview of the high level context, and I'm going to show you how you can utilize this. Now, this may sound super basic, like, really, are we going to do a whole training on contacts? But high level, in true high level fashion, they have added so many features inside of the contacts alone that it really I had to do a whole training just to show you all of the options that maybe you didn't even know existed. Okay. So you can see right here, we're in the context tab, and I have some sample contacts here. Now, this is high level. Before I even get started, if you want to join our reseller program to learn how to generate passive income reselling someone else's software, you can check out this demo here and I'll help you choose a plan. But basically, if you are a beginner to software reselling, or if you're already with high level on the SaaS plan and you'd like to resell our white label AI ads manager and join our coaching program with all of our resources, this is really going to be the best plan for you. We're going to give you a high level account inside of our agency with all of our resources and all of those things available. If you are not a high level member or you would like to upgrade to SaaS, you can choose this option here. But I really only recommend this for experienced marketers and agency owners who are interested in reselling high level. Okay. So you could go to myvisionagency.com to join our program. So you can see all of the contacts that we have available here, and if you click inside of the contact, it takes you to their profile. Now, here inside the profile, you'll be able to see, of course, all of their information, their date of birth, all of the info that you've gathered from forms and whatever else that you've added. Okay. So you'll see all of that here. You'll also be able to see like additional info, like from any fields that you manually create that you want to add here. You can even have them upload documents if you'd like. You can add tags here. You can see what automations they're automatically or that they're a part of, what opportunities pipelines they're a part of, any offers that they have available. You can click here to change the password. You would just simply click change password. You could create one, you could generate one, and then you can click this to send them an email to let them know their password has been changed. You also can see over here all of the activities. You can see different tasks. You can see the notes section here, any appointments booked, any documents they've uploaded, and then any transactions they've completed here. Okay. I did a more detailed training on contacts yesterday, or I'm sorry, on the conversations earlier this week. So if you want to know more about that, definitely check that video out. So here inside of all of the contacts, we see the list. Okay. So like I said, you could click there and go into their profile. But here we have just a generic list, and you'll see up here, it's for all of our contacts. So all of the contacts in this account are here. All right. Now you can see if you want to manually add a contact. And first, before I even go into manual actions, y'all know I love the automation. So, of course, any form that is entered, any contact that is entered into a form is going to automatically go into your contacts. Okay. So that's the manual or the automated process. You just create a form, and then when they fill out that form, they're automatically a contact. If you want to manually create the contact, you can choose to click the little plus sign there, and you can even upload their logo, add their name, their email. You do need at least a name and email for the contact. I think actually you might be able to just choose phone number or email. It's one or the other, but you do need to have something to associate that contact. Also, you can choose if this is a lead or a customer, the time zone here, and then you could choose whether you want to mark them all as D&D, or maybe you want to only allow text messages and not phone calls. Then you could leave the emails unchecked there. Okay, so you have some options if you want to manually add the contact. Here, you can select, like, let's select this to show you what it looks like. Let's select these contacts here. And let's say we want to update the pipeline. You can click here, and now we can change all of these contacts and put them in a different pipeline if we wanted to update them manually. Of course, there's automated ways of doing that, but sometimes you do need to do things quickly. And this is a great way of doing the quick actions that we have built in the workflows. Sometimes you just need to do them manually. So this makes it really easy to do that. So you're just going to fill in, whatever the pipeline is, whatever the stage that they need to be in. Of course, you can add their name and the lead value and whatever, if you want it to be one. And then anytime you do these manual actions, you want to put in the action down here. What did you actually do? Now, this is really important because if any manual actions are done by you or a team member and something breaks, an automation, maybe they get duplicate emails, you want to be able to track this and see where or what happened to make that manual action, like why did they do this? So we would type in here like updated the opportunity for the contacts. Okay. And then when you do that manual action, if you have many, it will actually go over to the bulk actions. And then you'll see the list here. You'll be able to see when it has been completed, if there are errors, if it's in process. You can see all the different users and sort by status and actions and even the date. Okay. So going back to smart lists here, you also have the ability to add to automation. So let's say I wanted to add Jane Doe to a specific automation and I don't want to, run them through the whole process. I just want to manually just push them through. I can select the contacts I want to manually push through. And then you'll see here, it says, please note the actions being performed over a period of time. You can track the process. So yes, okay, proceed. And then now I'm going to choose what workflow or campaign do I want to add them to. Okay, so if I say workflow, then I can select from the workflows here, maybe this appointment confirmation, and then I can choose, do I want to send all of, now, of course, if it's just one contact, that's no big deal. But sometimes if you want to send a lot of contacts, you don't want to really send them all at once. Okay. And that just has to do with delivery rates and all of that. It's always, always, always better to drip. Sometimes you can't drip. Sometimes you need to send them all at once, especially if it's a time sensitive thing. But you can send all at once. And of course, you're going to add down here, why did you choose to do this manual action? Now, here you can schedule a time. So maybe you want this email to go out tomorrow at 2 p.m. 2:07, then you can schedule it to go out then. You could also choose to drip, and this is definitely the preferred method for any email person will tell you this. And that's basically what we're trying to do is say, yeah, I want to send this email, but I only want to send like batches of like 50. And then I want to repeat after like an hour or maybe after a day or after a certain number of minutes. And this is really important, especially if you have a brand new email address. You don't want to just send thousands of emails. You want to probably send the first few. You want to drip them out so that, the email system is not saying, hey, you're a total spammer because you're sending thousands of emails to a brand new email address. So we're going to say, that we want this to repeat after one day. And then now we're going to choose what days we want to send this email on. Okay, maybe we only want that email to go out on weekdays because maybe there's a call to action in the email and to have them respond or reply to the email. And then that reply will trigger automations or it will notify our team that, hey, someone is interested. So obviously, if we're not working on Saturday or Sunday, that's an important part of our process, right? Now, also, we want to choose when do we want this to start? Probably don't want it to start at midnight, but maybe we just want to choose business hours. So we'll just choose between 9 and 5 p.m. That's when we are going to drip these emails out. Okay, so the way that we have this set up now is we are going to add this contact to this workflow. We're going to drip it, even though you wouldn't really do that for one, but we're going to say we're going to drip this. We're going to add an action here. So we sent contacts email about new campaign or something. Just say that's the reason. And we're going to start Friday, June 21st at 2:07 p.m. We're going to send batches of 50. So like I said, if we had like thousands up here, that would make sense. So we're going to only send 50 emails at a time, one time a day on Monday through Friday only. And so this campaign will continue dripping to all of these contacts Monday through Friday between 9 and 5. Okay. And it's only going to do 50 a day until all of those are complete. All right. So that's how you want to manually drip emails to be sent. All right. So the next thing, maybe you have a text message that you want to send to one or just a selection of contacts. You can click once your contact is selected, you could just click the text message button, type out the message. And again, you could send all at once, send at a scheduled time, or you could drip that out as well. Okay, just like the emails. The next thing is manually sending an email. So that drip option before was to send them to the workflow, but maybe you just have one individual email that you want to send. You could choose to send the email. You could choose a template that you already have created. You can see the template here. You could even edit the template if you need to. You can add the from name, the from email, the subject line. You can attach files here if you need to. Send all at once, send at a scheduled time, or send in drip mode. And of course, you want to tell the system what you're doing for tracking purposes. Okay. So that's how you would want to send emails to your contacts. Let me get out of there now. If you have ever seen any of my videos, you know I absolutely love using tags. I use tags for everything. So what you can do is, let's say that these contacts here, I want to add a tag. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to select the contacts. I'm going to add a tag. And let's choose, we'll just add booking. We could add multiple tags if we want to, but here in the action, I'm going to say added booking tag. And then now we're going to click add, and you'll see that now those contacts are going to be added to the booking tag. So if I go to bulk actions, you can see added booking tag. So this is the description I added, the bulk action type. We can see that it has been complete. We can also see that the user, when it was complete, the user, the time it was created. We can see stats here as well. So we had no errors. We had 3 successful sends, and then we had a total of 3. Okay. So going back to smart lists, if we see, I showed you the tags, and of course you could do the same thing to remove the tags. So if I was like, oh, that was a mistake, I want to go ahead and remove those tags, I would just go through the same process here to remove them. Okay. Now, of course, we could also select whatever contacts we want and then delete that. Pretty self-explanatory. We could also send review requests. So if you have your reputation management set up that you have inside of your HighLevel account, you can set that up, and then you could just simply choose, do you want to send them a SMS review or an email review? If you wanted to choose email, then you could just simply select your contacts, choose email review, send all at once, schedule timer in drip mode. Of course, you would want to say send review request and then send them. And then that will send that email or SMS to them with the request to leave you a review. Okay. Also, you have the ability to export and import your contacts. Exporting is really simple. If you wanted to use another email system, or maybe you're moving from a sub account to an agency account and you need to export your contacts, you can easily do that just by selecting your contacts you want to export and then click export contacts, and then you'll get a CSV file for that. If you are just coming to HighLevel, or you have a list of contacts that you want to import, you can do that as well just by simply clicking import contacts, and you'll upload the file. You'll be able to see the different, if you import your file, you'll be able to see the different strategies and ways of importing and adding tags and things like that. Okay. Now, we also have the add or edit company. So if I click here, you'll see that we have the ability to add companies to these contacts. So let's say all of these contacts actually work for the same company, and I want to combine them all so I know which company that they are working for. So here I only have a test company. So let's say that all of these contacts work for test companies. So I just want to select that there. And then of course, I'm going to leave a note that says added contact to test company. All right. And then I would click confirm. Of course, you can remove as well. And then it'll tell you bulk action initiated, addition and updation of 3 contacts is in progress. So if I wanted to check the progress, I could click there, and then we go back to the bulk actions. You can see that up here. So now we have 2 bulk actions we've completed. Now, the next option, this is something that I use a lot, and that is the merge contacts. So let's say that Jane Doe has 2 different emails and 2 different profiles. Maybe she registered for our free community, and then she became a member and used 2 different emails. And so I want to combine all of our communications and all of the actions that Jane has completed in the account. I want to combine them into one profile. So I'm going to select the profiles that I want to combine and then I'm going to click the merge button. And then now you'll see we have both of the contacts, and I can select which of the information I want to merge. So if this is the master profile here, I want to make sure that I have all of this info. So whatever I select is going to be what's in the profile. So for example, if I didn't want the newsletter tag to go in this profile, I could unselect it. Okay. But I'm actually just going to select all of the relevant information. So they have GoDaddy there. Let's go ahead and confirm. What I want to do is make sure to copy the additional emails here just in case it doesn't get merged. So I'm going to use the main record email. I'm going to copy this email. That's just a little pro hack for you. And then resolve. And then now I'm merging these two contacts in one. And now we have opened up the profile where our contact is. Now I still have that email attached to the profile that I also want to add here. So I'm going to go ahead and click the plus sign. I'm going to click here to add that additional email. So when Jane Doe contacts me, whether she's contacting me at this email or this email, it will still go to me. It will still pull up her profile, and I'll still be able to see all of the conversations, all the actions, any appointments booked, anything related to Jane Doe using those two emails. Okay. Because the system, what it's going to do is it's looking for a match by email or by phone number. And so if Jane Doe doesn't have a phone number on file and she's joined our community, or she's trying to log in, or she's contacting support, or whatever our automations are built, it's going to recognize that email address and not her name, right? It's not going to say, oh, this is Jane Doe and she's a member and has this plan, but she's just using a different email. Okay, that's not how it works. So you have to, that's why I always stress to our members, if you are contacting support, use your account email. Otherwise, we have no idea that you're a member. Okay. So that's how you want to merge those contacts. Now here, you can choose how you want to view the contacts. What columns do you want to show up here? So I definitely love the default. I leave it here, but maybe you don't collect phone numbers. And so you don't even need to see that. Like why would, if I don't care about phone numbers, or maybe if the birth date is something really important, I need to see right when I look at that. Of course, I could toggle on the birth date, right? So you want to choose what view you want to see. Now, maybe I want to see all of the ones who, I want to see their city because that's very relevant to, how I use my contacts, right? So you can select all of the information and that will sort your columns. Of course, if you have an email or something like that, or a name, and you want to do a quick search, like if I'm looking for Jane, then I can search Jane and I can see all of the contacts I have that include Jane in the name. Okay. And I also can search the filters, and the filters is by far one of the absolute best things about contacts, because you can filter your search based on almost anything. Okay. So the business name, do you want to search by the business name, the company name, the email address? Do you want to filter by the first name, any tags that you have available? Or what if you want to filter all of your contacts by an address or the birth date, or the city? If I wanted to see every member I have that's in Indianapolis, I could do that, or the country, or when it was created by. So you have all of these options here that you can use to filter, and that's great when it comes to like looking up the information and trying to figure out, who has access to this specific offer. But what's really, really cool is you can use these filters to create smart lists. And that is really the magic of all of this. Okay. So let's say that I have several members here. Let's just go ahead, and with this person here, I don't know who she is, but I hear she's amazing. Let's go here and let's choose. We're going to add a newsletter tag to this contact here. We're just going to manually add it this way. Didn't know if you knew you could do that, but you can. So we're going to, here are all of our contacts. Now let's say that I want to create a list of all the people who have my newsletter tag. So I'm going to go and search. I'm going to choose tag, and then I'm going to choose the tag is, and then I'm going to select from my list newsletter, or whatever tag I want to use. Okay, so now I can choose apply. So now I filtered this down. Now you can see my list is changing. I have 4 records. So these are all the people that have the newsletter tag. Now I could save this smart list, and I could call this newsletter. And then I'll be able to send emails to everyone who has the newsletter tag through the email marketing system. And I'm going to show you how to do that in just a second. But let's go a step further. Let's say that instead of just newsletter, I have other criteria that I want to add because I want to make sure that first, these contacts have an email. Okay, so I'm going to say is not empty because within high level, people can contact us by phone. They can just call incoming calls in our dashboard. They can send us text messages. They can message us through Google My Business or Facebook Messenger, Instagram, all of those. So they may not have an email on file. And obviously, if we're going to send emails, we need to know that they have an email on file. Okay. So now we're going to choose newsletter, email is on file, or we could choose another condition to add to that. Or we could choose the or option and say, okay, all of the people that meet that criteria, or all of the people that maybe have like this tag active. Okay. So then we could save. So now we're building out this list and we have two different sets of people. You can see our list is growing. Now we have two more people to it because they meet this criteria. So we're saying in this list, we have people who have an email address and have the newsletter tag, or people that have the active tag. Okay. Now, since I'm going to just make this simple and I'm going to say, hey, if you have the newsletter tag, and you have an email address on file, that's good for me. That's all the criteria I want in this list. So I'm going to go ahead and save that so that it saves, it's updated, right? So now I have my newsletter tag that I can, you'll see up here, or my newsletter list that I can toggle between, and I don't have to filter that every single time I want to see who's on my newsletter. This is great for people who's in my newsletter list. This is great also for members of your program or people who are only leads or just lists that you constantly are searching or you want to segment all of your contacts by. Okay. So that's how you want to create the smart list. So let's go back up to the top here. And I want to, of course, we've talked about bulk actions. I want to show you, you can, if you accidentally delete a contact, you can click here to restore and you can see all the contacts that have been deleted. You can also see any tasks that you have assigned to yourself, a team member, or, anything that's going on here, you'll be able to see the tasks. I love to put these in automations so that I know when this person reached this step, there's something manual that we need to do. So we'll just build in a task there so that we can assign the appropriate team member to the task. You also can add companies here for your different clients. I showed you when we added those 3 contacts to the company that we had test. That was the test company. That's why that showed up there. And then, of course, if we have smart lists that we have created, like the newsletter smart list we just created, we can manage those here. We can also choose, if we wanted to copy the smart list, we can also choose to share the smart list. So if I click here, you can make it global so that all the users inside of your account can manage the smart list, or you can just segment this so that only like maybe demo user 2 or 3 will see that smart list there. Okay. And of course, if you needed to edit it, you could just click the pencil there to change the name. And then you could click here to delete the smart list. If you needed to edit the smart list, like I showed you before, you just want to go into the smart list, click here, and then you can just go right back to changing whatever criteria you want to change that to. Okay. And of course, if you needed to adjust your settings, you could do that. And that's just all the fields that are going to show up in the contact. So let's now go to the email marketing campaign because I want to show you, or the email marketing system, I want to show you how you can send an email to that smart list. Okay. So of course you could do the manual actions like I just showed you. You can also go to the marketing tab and you want to go to campaigns. Now we're going to choose a campaign. I'm just going to create a campaign. I want to choose a template here. Let's just say this blank template. Let's choose this. And of course we would, edit our email however we want to, and then we're going to do send. Then when you're scheduling all of this out, you'll see down here where it says recipient. So where are we going to send this email? Of course, we could choose individual contacts if we wanted to there. We could choose contacts that contain a certain tag. But remember, if we only use this tag function and we only wanted to send people who had the newsletter tag, it would be sending to everyone who had the newsletter tag, whether we had an email for them or not. So you can see why adding those specific criteria to ensure that your list is exactly the people you want to send it to. Like maybe you've chosen people with an engagement score of higher than 10, or people who have opened 2 previous emails, or whatever you want to build into that criteria. You have a smart list here that you can send that to. And you would just click here, and now you see our newsletter smart list. Okay. Now we have 4 contacts because that was what is in our list. So if we built this whole email out and we were ready to send, it would go right to the smart list that we have created. Okay. So I hope you guys are blown away by all the cool things that you can do inside of the contacts. Like I said, it seems so basic, but there are so many super cool things that HighLevel just makes incredibly easy for us to do when you're managing your business. So if you need to create a free trial, go to myvisionagency.com. You can join in as an affiliate. Or if you are a beginner and you want to get access to our HighLevel account, or you're a HighLevel SaaS customer, if you want to join our program, you can join as a client. So that's myvisionagency.com. Thank you all so much for joining me. And I will see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Go make your vision a reality. Bye. For joining us for today's training. If you have any questions, you can join us for open office hours starting right now at bridgetbartlett.com. It's free and open to everyone. So I'll see you there.